My name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States, which is midday in Australia or 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. Do remember though, if you miss the live streams, you can catch up with the premiere event streams on a Friday and Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time in the US, which is 9 a.m. in Australia or 10 p.m. if you're in the UK. I hope all you guys and girls are well. Smackberry Barbecue and Galen, it's good to see you. How are you both? I checked out your, excuse me. I checked out your, what was it, ArtStation, Galen. It looks very cool. That spaceship is looking really good. Again, if anyone doesn't know, Galen has an ArtStation. You should check him out. He's also a streamer. You should check him out when he streams. He does 3D as well. Hope you guys are well. I'm just keeping an eye on OBS over here because I updated to the release version yesterday, version 23. I was running the beta version prior, and my potato internet might be playing up a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on that. I've also got to say, Galen says, thanks Phil, need lots of work to use as a portfolio. Well, what you've got there looks great. I think it looks great. You know, and yeah. Couple more probably wouldn't go astray. A couple more images in your portfolio, but it looks good. The greebles or greeblies or whatever you put on your spaceship look amazing. Yeah, you guys should check him out. And I did follow your ArtStation too this morning, Galen. So there you go. You follow Galen's ArtStation as well, guys and girls. Now I just want to tell you guys, if I have to throw up the Be Right Back screen really quick, it's because I'm waiting on a package from Amazon. It's due to be delivered today. So if you see my Be Right Back screen go up, it's just because I've got to go and sign for the parcel and then I'll be right back. So just giving you a heads up, guys and girls. So yes, when my buzzer goes off, I'll throw on the Be Right Back screen. I'll only be a couple of minutes and then I'll be back. But it will happen quickly because the posties here, when they hit the buzzer, if you don't answer it within 10 seconds, they think you're not home and they take your package to the post office, and I really don't want to have to go and pick it up from there. Even though the post office is only around the corner, but, you know, I'm lazy. So, what are we doing? Oh, that's right. We're going to finish modelling this garden terrace, this Temple of the Winds, as we're calling it. I want to finish the modelling today, so next week I can start texturing the bits and pieces up. That's the plan anyway. Best laid plans, as they say. You guys know what it's like. So that's what we're doing. Remember, as always, guys and girls, if you've got any questions, please feel free to pop in the chat and ask me. If you just want to pop in like these guys and say hello, it's always welcome. But if all you want to do is watch, that's completely fine. Okay, so we've modeled, because we're doing like a kit bash, because I'm going to put this model in my 3D store. I've modeled up versions with no stairs, 1 step, 2 steps, 4 steps, and the 3-step one is the one that we'll take into Eon View to do the beauty renders with. So that's the one I'll use for my beauty shots for the model in the store. But this will just give people the option of how many stairs they want on their terrace or their Temple of the Winds. Let's call it what it is. We went through yesterday and just moved some of the bars here and there to make it look a bit less perfect. So the spacing wasn't identical, that sort of thing. Nothing dramatic, just subtle. And we have to do that for this one now, so let's do that. Let's jump into isolation mode so I can see what I'm doing. And let's go into object mode. Let's start with this one, I think. Actually, I was going to say I was going to unhide the top banister, but I don't need to. No, actually, I'm going to. It'll just make it easier for me to make sure I get my alignment correct. So I'm going to select both of these. There we go. So you're planning on texturing up your model, Galen, the spaceship? Just curious. We don't want to go that far, just a little bit. We'll work in view mode. I was going to change my axes to local, but I'll leave it in view mode. It should be fine. And let's do this one. So yeah, I always like to see all the models and stuff that you guys are making. So if you're working on anything cool, please tell me about it. If you're not a sub, don't post links in Twitch chat, but jump on the Discord server because everyone can post a link on Discord and show us what you're working on. There's a gallery section there where you can post images and stuff, so I'd love to have a look at anything you guys are making. This one's probably a bit extreme. Yeah, I think I went a bit too much with this one. Let's just pull it back a little bit. No, I want it to look realistic but not completely destroyed. Actually, it doesn't look like it's moved at all. That'll be better. Max, you're working my last nerve. There we go. So yes, Smokeberry Barbecue is working on a really cool alien-looking plant. Sniper Girl is working on a Mad Max type van. They were looking very good. Really cool. And I am still streaming, aren't I, guys? My internet hasn't gone down or anything? No? Good. You never know. Australian potato internet. You just never know. So I'm just going through this here and just moving one or two bars at random, just to make them look less perfect. Smurfberry says, bloody UVs and baking are driving me nuts. You know that UV mapping is one of my favourite things to do. It's not. I hate UV mapping. Really important, but man, do I hate it. So I feel your pain, Smurfberry. I do feel your pain. I'm not sure. I think there are a couple of bits and pieces we still have to UV map on this model as well. Most of it is UV mapped, but I think there might just be one or two pieces that need still to be done. We'll check that though after I finish doing all of these changes to the model. And let's take this one here. Why not? I'm going to rotate it just a bit that way. I'm going to move into local mode here. It might make it easier for me to move it around. No, it won't. Parent mode. Parent mode will work. Okay, let's keep moving around. So you UV mapping that plant, I'm assuming, Smokeberry Barbecue? Oh, come on, Max. There we go. Yep. Smokeberry is UV mapping that plant. Now, if I was using this model myself for a render I'm going to do, aside from just rotating a couple of these to make them look less perfect, I would actually delete a couple here and there just to make the terrace look a bit older. I'm not going to do that simply because if I do that and put this on my store to sell it, I guarantee you I will have someone email me or message me and saying, oh, you stuffed your model up and you forgot one of the railings. So to save myself that hassle and headache, I'm not going to be doing it for this model. But that's what I would do if I was making it for myself for my own renders. I'd actually delete a couple of these bars here and there to make it look even more old and yeah, and you know, worn and old. You know what I'm trying to say. And not doing a very good job of it. Smepri says, what I've been doing for the last, 2 weeks is running UV tests for each individual meshes and just slapping a smart material on each piece to test how it looks in the tool bag. So, yep, you're doing, as you're UV mapping, you're just throwing down a base texture to see how it maps out. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I see. Am I still streaming? Can you guys see me? Because OBS is telling me not. No, I'm not. Am I back, guys and girls? I don't know what's going on. It could be my potato internet, like I said. Let me know if I'm back for you guys, though. OBS crapped itself. I'm assuming I'm back. Oh, good. You can see me, can't you guys? Cool. I normally don't monitor my stream while I stream, but I'm just going to throw it up to check something, okay? You won't see it because it's on my second monitor, but I just want to make sure that everything is correct and copacetic. Yes, it looks like I am live. And do we still have our transcoding? We do. Very good. Very good. All the joys of live streaming. I'll just have to keep an eye occasionally on OBS here to make sure it doesn't crap. I don't know if it's OBS or if it's my potato internet. It's one of the two. I don't know. It could be my potato internet. Legmonk says, well, what have we here? We have someone trying to stream Legmog, but my potato internet in this country is not cooperating. That's what we have. Okay, so that all looks good though. I think I'm live. I think it's good. I think we're good. I think. Anyway, how are you, Legmog? How's the gym going? Are you sore yet? Can you confirm I am live? Good to hear. And how is the gym going? Have your muscles recovered? I mean, you've been doing it a few times now, so I guess your muscles should be starting to get used to it. Let's go this way. Again, just a reminder, guys, if I have to throw up the Be Right Back screen really quickly, that's because I'm waiting on this package from Amazon. It's due to be delivered today, and I guarantee you they will do it while I stream. Because that's just the sort of day I'm having today. Android Lust, it's good to see you, buddy. How are you? And Legmonk says, I'm good. Wanted to pick your brains about a weird dating situation. Why does everybody come to me with dating problems? I don't get it. All my friends do as well. Anyway, what's the problem? What's the problem, Legmonk? Legmonk says, not sure if I'm innocent or in the wrong. Okay, well tell us. What did you do, Legmonk? Come on, spill. What have you done? I mean, I remember the last time a girl you wanted to date and you forgot her name, or you called her the wrong name. That didn't go down very well. So what's happened now? Galen says, okay, no, it wasn't you, Galen. It was my potato internet, I think. It was either that or it was OBS. I don't know which. I don't know. It's a new version of OBS. It was released yesterday, so who knows? But it's probably my potato internet. Smepri says, so anyway, I've been doing each mesh individually with its own 2K map to work out any problems. And once I finish that, I'm going to finally pack all of them into one or two 2K maps. one for anything with alpha and one for the rest maybe. It depends on how much space I have to work with. It sounds like a good plan, Smurpery. 2K maps are a decent size. I generally work in 4K maps now, but that's simply because these models are not going into a game. But I would still, now that 4K is becoming a thing for games, I do 4K maps, personally. Because you can always downscale, but you can't upscale well. So yeah, that's why I'd always recommend working in 4K and reducing to 2K. Andrew Dust says, you are what? You're okay? Good. I love the emote too, by the way. Andrew Dust. Smurpery says he's dating ZBrush. Yes. We know how much Legmog loves the ZBrush. Okay, so Legmog says, I met a girl on a night out. Okay, exchanged numbers. She agreed to meet up. Okay, all sounds good. She agreed to meeting up today at PM. I suggest the date be Friday at 8 PM. She responds saying, yes, but can we do 9 PM instead? But I'm out with friends at this point. I see the message but don't respond. When did she send the message? Like yesterday? How long ago? You can upscale with substance. Well, you can. That's very true, Smurpery Barbecue. You're using substance to do your texturing. You can certainly, you can upscale that way, yeah. But that is very true. But I still think it's probably good idea to work in 4K base to begin with anyway. Particularly for me with these models because I'm going to be overpainting them in Mari. So it's just easier to work in 4K and scale back if you need to. That way you've always got the high-res version as well, in case you want to do any beauty renders or anything in a 3D program, as opposed to throwing it straight in a game. Legmog says 11:30 PM. She texts again saying, I can see the communication is not working here, take care. Ooh. Legmog says she sent the can we do 9 PM instead message at 8 PM today whilst you are out. Okay, hang on, let me get my head around this. She wanted to meet up. You suggested Friday at 8 PM. She responded saying, yeah, but can we do 9 PM instead? But you were with your friends, so you didn't get back to us straight away. And then at 11:30 that night, she texts you again saying, I can see the communication is not working, take care. And then she sent, can we do 9 PM instead message at 8 PM today whilst I was out. Legmog says, I'm still out where I get her second text at 11:30, so I respond later saying sorry, was out all evening. Well, that's fair enough. But 9 PM does work, and she responds with, I'm not stupid, and that's it. Sniper Girl, it's good to see you, Sniper Girl. We're trying to give Legmog some dating advice here, Sniper Girl. He's met this girl that he wanted to go out with. They needed to arrange a time that they could both agree on. Because he didn't get back to her immediately about changing the time, she's taken offense by the sound of it. But then she sent him another text after that saying, let's do 9 o'clock. And then she sent him another text after he agreed to that saying, well, what did she say? I'm not stupid, sorry. Smurpery says, bet it was a Loch Ness monster. Wow, Nightbot likes to spam those links. I don't know what to think of that Legmog. I mean, that's a bit weird. She's without knowing this girl, she sounds like she's a bit demanding. Again, not getting back to her immediately to me is would not be an issue. I wouldn't have thought. She seems to have taken a bit of offense to it, though. It's just strange that she sends you that text afterwards, asking about 9 PM, and then when you respond, she says she's not stupid. I don't know what game is going on there. Yeah, as Galen is saying, move on. In my opinion, she seems a bit needy and clinging. I think that too. That's the impression I'm getting. She sounds a bit needy, a bit clingy. and maybe a bit demanding. Is that the right word I'm looking for? A bit demanding, a bit yeah, I don't know, something sounds weird there. She sounds a bit strange. I mean, maybe she's just had a bad day. Everybody has those. That's a possibility. But sending the message agreeing and then sending the message saying, I'm sorry, do you think I'm stupid? I don't know. She sounds, yeah, more trouble than it's worth. If it was me, it would be more trouble than it's worth. Put it that way. Particularly because it's not like you're dating or anything, so neither of you have any obligation to the other. Yeah, it all sounds a bit, she sounds a bit high maintenance. She sounds too high maintenance. That's the word I'm looking for. You know, some girls just demand attention 24/7 and all that sort of thing. I mean, that's fine if that's what you like and you love each other and you want to spend 24/7 together. That's all cool. I'm not judging. But for somebody you've just met, Okay, so let me get this right. Andrew Lust says, to be honest, Legmog, if it's my understanding this correctly, if the date was dropped that fast, it's not meant to be. Well, that's very true too. Mercury says, you've done goofed by not saying anything. Oh, well, I don't know. He didn't get back to her immediately, but he didn't leave it like a week. Legmog says, yes, so order events. Today is 6 p.m. I suggest next Friday at 8 p.m. Okay. She says, can we do 9 p.m. instead? Fine. 11:30 p.m. Another text saying communication not working. 12. I say sorry, it was out. Can we do 9? And like 5 minutes later, I get the I'm not stupid message. So 6 p.m., 8 p.m. So 6 p.m. the message about 8 p.m. And then she says, can we do 9? And then 11:30 p.m. another text saying communication is not working. How long was it between when she asked you the question about doing 9 p.m? How long since that text before you replied to her? Okay, I'm back. Just making sure my green screen is correct because I have to move it to actually get out of the apartment. I'm not forgetting anything, no. Okay. So yeah, let me get my head around what's going on here now, Legmon. Just keeping an eye on OBS too. You're doing great, Android Dust. That's good to hear. Or morning for the overseas people. Good. Legmog says, we're kind of left thinking, why did I do the wrong thing here? Personally, don't get upset when women don't respond quickly. Well, that's good. Another girl says, yeah, agree. Does sound like she has issues. It does sound like she has issues or she's demanding. One of those really demanding women who wants your attention immediately sort of thing. But because you're not going out or anything, I think that's a bit unrealistic of her to sort of expect. Galen says, was that a door harmonic? Yeah, no, it was my intercom, Galen. So because I live in an apartment, which is way back from where the security gate is at the front of the building, they hit the intercom. Well, the intercom is, when people come to see you, they buzz the intercom and you let them in, you buzz them through. That was my harmonica intercom, yes. Android Lust says the doorbell would give me a heart attack if I was sleeping. The funny thing is, though, if I'm upstairs in my bedroom, I can't hear it. It sounds loud because it's right near where I'm streaming when my mic is, but it's not that loud. And if I'm upstairs, I can't even hear the thing, so... Smurfberry says, no, it was one of those shrieking rubber chicken toys. Legmog says, she asked about having the date at 9 o'clock on Friday. Okay, at exactly 8:10 p.m. today. Okay. Then it was 11:30 p.m. today when I got... Oh, okay. When I got her second text... So just over 3 hours apart. No, that's it was only 3 hours. That's insane. She sounds nuts. I'm sorry, but she sounds nuts. Way too much for me to deal with if it was me. I would be like, no, well, fine, sorry, thank you for your time, next. She sounds nuts. A 3 hour gap is nothing. You're not dating or anything. I mean, come on, what does she expect? Wasn't like you ignored her for a day or something. A 3-hour gap is nothing. If she's taking offence at 3 hours, then she's got issues. Like that song says, she's got issues. Let me catch up with the chat. Sniper Girl says to Android Lust that because Sniper Girl, by the way, for anyone that is watching me that doesn't know, the Iron Trooper. Good to see you. I'm just catching up with my chat after having gone to collect a package. Sniper Girl's mum was in the hospital, so she's had a surgery to remove the bowel blockage this morning. That went well. Good to hear. That went well, and she's back in the ICU for recovery for that. Has a slight infection and is on antibiotics for that. Overall, I think she's going to be okay. Yeah, well, that's excellent news, Sniper Girl. I'm really happy and pleased to hear that. So I'm relieved she's going to be okay and everything has gone well. Like I said, she's going to be like a new woman after all of these operations. She's going to be better than ever. So think of it that way as well. Legmog says, your mum's surgery, yeah, wishing all the best and good Legmog vibes, which are the best kind of vibes. No, Phil vibes are the best kind of vibes, Legmog, come on. With Legmog and Phil vibes, you can't go wrong. Sniper Girl says it's her second surgery in 2 weeks. Initially went in for quadruple bypass. She had that on Tuesday last week. The Iron Trooper, I'll just call you a Trooper for short. It's good to see you. It says, hi everyone, been lurking there. Sniper Girl, I hope your mum is okay. I know the feelings of the nervousness hearing about them. Yeah, I was telling you guys, a good friend of mine has to have a stent put in his heart probably, and he's a bit freaked out about that too. So heart stuff is never good. Never good. Smokery says, do they think the blockage was a result of, say, medication? I know that some medications can make you hella constipated. Well, that's very true, Smokery. Some medications can make you constipated. No lie. Keeping it real, as usual, Smokery. Android Lost says, bowel blockage surgery isn't fun. I had to have that. That's crazy. She had to have 2 surgeries in less than 2 weeks. Yeah. It does put a stress on your body when you've got to have two operations within a space of 2 weeks for sure. Legmog says, no, wait, I got the times wrong. Okay, now the true story comes out, Legmog. She messaged me about changing the time at 9:10 p.m, not 8:10 p.m, so just over 2 hours apart from each. Well, she's nuts. She's nuts. Consider yourself lucky you dodged a bullet, I think, Legmog. That would be my advice. Anyway, I'd move on. I would just move on, particularly considering she's already said to you, you think I'm stupid. That's not a good way to begin anything, regardless of her motives or what happened. She's going to be mistrustful now anyway, by the sounds of that text, Even if she agreed, there's going to be tension there. So I'd probably avoid the whole thing personally, unless you really like her and you really want to put the effort in. It's up to you. The Trooper says, I'm well, thanks, Trooper. Yes, no, I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. The workload is starting to pick up a bit at the studio at the moment, though, which is to be expected. It always does about this time of year. And it's just going to stay busy until the end of the year now. So I'm probably going to be doing weekend work from most weekends, I'd say, from now on until about October. That's okay. I love what I do. It's not a problem. I'm not complaining. If you're watching work, I'm not complaining. You guys know I love you. Sniper Girls was saying to Trooper that she's a bit tired and stressed with everything going on overall, though doing well. Yeah, it is very stressful and very exhausting stress is exhausting. Put it that way. Being stressed is exhausting. It does take a toll on your body. So take care of yourself, Sniper Girl, particularly now that all of the major operations are out of the way and you can sort of relax a little bit. Take advantage of that. Trooper says, I get you, Sniper Girl. I hope you can just de-stress a bit with the stream. I'm doing okay, thanks. I'm trying to learn more about Blender right now. There's so many features, and that's good. Well, that is good. And I don't know where my mod is. Sniper Echo, where are you? Come on, dude. Come on. Where's my Sniper Echo? I've got my Sniper Girl, but where's my Sniper Echo? Sniper's been busy doing a project, so I understand. I joke. He knows I joke. Nightbot does a good job when Sniper's not here anyway. Too good a job half the time. I don't know who Thingy Chans is, so but you can talk amongst yourselves there, Legmog and Trooper. Legmog says, but thanks Phil in the chat. Legmog is now feeling totally vindicated that he did nothing wrong. I don't think he did anything wrong, Glenville. She just sounds like she might have a couple of issues, I think. Maybe she's been treated badly in the past by a guy or something, and it's caused her to be a bit suspicious of guys, you know what I mean? That's a possibility. It's understandable too, you know, if somebody's been screwed around a little bit by some guy. They're not going to be as trusting, and they're going to be much quicker to say to hell with you all. But I'm only guessing. I don't know this girl. Galen's saying, I changed my advice, Legmog. Don't walk away, run as fast as you can, and don't look back. I think that's that's sound advice there, Galen. That would be my advice, I think, as well. I would not. I wouldn't go there. I just wouldn't go there. I would find another girl that's maybe a little bit less mistrustful or angry. Whatever's going on with this girl, she's either mistrustful or angry, or just demanding. One or the other. Now I'm going to keep reading chat, but I really want to get the modeling stage here finished today so we can start doing the texturing next week. So I'm going to try and multitask, and you guys know how bad I am at that. So if I miss anyone's message, I'm going to apologize in advance. You guys are talking about, Sniper Girl here is talking to Trooper about ZBrush and says, I know how you feel about that ZBrush is expensive, which it is. The good thing about ZBrush is it's one of the few programs that you only pay for once, and after that you get free updates as they release them. This is true. However, I'm curious to see what happens because they're going to be doing, Pixologic are doing a preview of ZBrush 2019 on March the 5th. And I'm going to see if they're still going to offer free updates for it, or if they're going to actually start charging people to update to the new version of 2019. Let's hope that they keep them free. Just the way that the industry is going at the moment, software industry with programs, design programs, they all seem to be trying to make as much money as they can. Algorithmic, bought by Adobe, Autodesk, you know, moving to a subscription model, Adobe having subscription models, all that sort of stuff. It seems to be the go-to thing now for these companies to either charge for updates or try and push you onto a subscription. And you guys know I hate subscriptions because you never own the software. You've got to constantly keep paying a monthly fee, and if you don't, then you lose access to the program. That stinks. Whatever happened to the good old days where you bought a program and you used it for as long as you needed it, you know? Yeah. So we'll see what Pixologic have in store on March the 5th. But you are right, it is expensive to buy initially though too. Android Lost says, putting in effort into a potential date that was dropped way too fast may lead to a headache. I agree, Android Lost. Yeah, I wouldn't, I'd give that a wide berth, I think, Legmog. I'd give her a bit of a wide berth. She, by the sounds of it, she doesn't want to go on the date anyway. If she's saying you think I'm stupid, so there's not going to be much you can do anyway. I think the wise thing to do would be to move on. find another one. Plenty of fish in the sea, as they say. Sniper Girl says, you got me, I'm not a mod. No, but I could make you a mod, Sniper Girl, if you want to be one. Because you are in my stream a lot more than Sniper Echo is. Where is that guy? If you are interested though, do let me know and I will think about doing that for you. Because you're one of my long-term subs and you've been a long-term viewer of my channel, so it's probably a good idea for me to have more than one mod. I'd ask Smokeberry Barbecue too, but I don't know if Smokeberry will want to. Let me. I'm getting confused with my chat here. I can't multitask. I told you guys I can't multitask. Let me see here. Sniper Girl says people at Phil's work is complaining that he doesn't want to go to the middle of nowhere in a couple of there they are. They're always bitching. Phil just never happy with anything. Yeah, no, they're going to. I mentioned to you guys next. I'm streaming next week, but the week after, I don't think I am. They're talking about sending me to the middle of nowhere, the middle of Australia. For anyone that doesn't know, I live in Australia. And we have these large mines in the middle of the country where no one lives because the whole middle of Australia is a complete desert. 55 degrees Celsius desert. That's where all these mines are located. And the studio I work for, we do work for the mining companies as well as an archviz. So, and lucky me is I'm the one that they generally choose to be sent out to the middle of nowhere to these large mines to talk to these people. And they know I hate it because I hate the hot weather. I hate the hot weather. I shouldn't live in Australia, should I, if I hate the hot weather? Yeah, well, I'll do that for you. If you're not against becoming a mod, Sniper Girl, you will become a mod. I'll do that after the stream, though. Yeah, because I'll have to jump into my dashboard and stuff, and I don't monitor my stream while I stream. But after the stream today, I will mod you, Sniper Girl. Again, don't feel like obligated. If I mod you, don't feel obligated to for anything. I'll mod you on Twitch. I'll also mod you on the Discord server, so you can moderate there as well. When I do that, you'll see that there's a separate chat channel for moderators on Discord. It doesn't show up unless you're a mod. So yeah, and that's just so I can keep in contact with my mods privately and not post publicly on my Discord. So I'll do that here on Twitch after the stream, and I'll also do it on the Discord server. Smokeberry says the middle of nowhere has good qualities to it, like the lack of other people. Yeah, well, I'm not antisocial like you, Smokeberry Barbecue. Actually, Smokeberry is far from antisocial, I'm sure. I'm sure he's far from antisocial. Smokeberry, okay, let me hear. What's going on here? Trooper says, yeah, I get you, Sniper Girl. Sadly, I'm a poor boy just now and looking for work until college. And 279 at Galen. I know the new they're talking about Blender 2.79 versus 2.8. I think 2.8 it's 2.8 out of beta now for you Blender people. I know it was in beta for a while because Sniper Echo was talking about it. Is it out of beta? The 2.8 version of Blender? Smokeberry says, I'll be a mod. Who do I need to stab? I will moderate you as well, Smokeberry Barbecue, after the stream. Again, the same thing goes for Discord. You'll become a mod on Discord as well. So, Sniper Girl and Smokeberry, I will moderate you after the stream. I think that's probably okay for the size of my channel. Then we'll have 3 mods. That should be enough for now. I don't think we need any more. Sniper Girl says, I know you feel. Yeah, I know you feel too, though. Trooper. I work full time and I'm still always broke, so I know exactly how you feel. I don't know. You just work to live. That's the impression I get sometimes. Work to survive. Galen says 2.8 is out of beta, and I would recommend starting with that. Actually, Galen uses Blender as well. I forgot to mention. I'd recommend starting with that, as there are some changes to how you manipulate things that might be easier to learn the first time around. Good advice there from Galen. Trooper says, I'll give it a download then. Thanks for the advice. And says to Sniper Girl, I've taken a break from learning the program now. I feel like I can't learn anything when I'm tired. Yeah, don't force yourself. If you guys are tired, don't make yourself work. At least I've found with myself, if I try and force myself to keep going, I end up doing really crappy work. So, you know, you think you're doing good and you're saving time by pushing yourself to keep going when you're tired. But I've found with myself that it ends up affecting the quality of my work. So I have to go back and redo stuff I did anyway the next day after I've had a good nap. So I don't think pushing yourself is good, because you can end up doing really crappy work. No, I won't move that one. Sniper Girl says, I hope they don't do that with ZBrush. Would suck if they did, talking about making it subscription. Yeah, I agree, it would suck, but you never know with these companies. You just never know what they're going to do now, because subscription seems to be all the rage with these big corporations. They want a monthly fee from you now. I blame Microsoft. Microsoft started it all with their cloud services and stuff. Let's see if Microsoft start making us try and pay for Windows 10 or 11 or whatever they call the next version. You know, they give it to us for free to begin with. They get us used to major updates every month, cumulative updates, whatever they call them. They give us a major new release every 3 or 6, every 3 months? 6 months, every 6 months. To prepare us for the day when they say, oh, all new Windows 11 subscription model. You know, pay $20 a month to get the latest version of Windows with all updates, just like they did with Office 365. I didn't fall into that trap. I actually purchased the Office suite myself, so I don't have to keep paying a monthly fee. None of this nonsense subscription Office 365 for me, thank you very much. So they've got Form. Microsoft have Form. And if they do, then I'll just stay on Windows 10 forever. If they try and start charging for the updates, or if they try and start making it monthly anyway. Trooper says learning the programs is a lot more exhausting than actually modeling. But remember what I said to you guys. It's once you learn the interface, the program, once you learn the program, everything else is easy then. Well, yeah, it is. It's just learning the software is the hardest thing in 3D. Just working out what the different things do and what the different modifiers, if you're using max, mean, and all that sort of stuff. But once you know the basics of that, then you can get some work done relatively easily. But for sure, learning any piece of software is the hardest part about it, for sure. Particularly if you're learning ZBrush, because that program's a bloody nightmare. That interface is awful. Actually, I'm going to be jumping into ZBrush shortly, because I want to do the stairs. And watch Phil grapple with the horrible interface in ZBrush. You'll be able to see that for yourself very soon. You better not ban the entire... Sniper Girl is saying if I want to make her a mod, then that's fine. She promises not to ban the entire room. You better not. Oh, I'll be dark. I'll be so dark if you do. I'm sure you won't. You're a nice girl. You're not a nasty girl, you're a nice girl. Galen says, make sure you take plenty of water. Yeah, the offices and stuff at these mining companies, they're air conditioned, so it's not terrible. Most of the time I'm in air conditioning. It's just I can't stay in the office all day long, or in my accommodation, which is also air conditioned all day long. I've got to go between there and the mining site, and that's where it's really hot and I hate it. But I'll make sure I keep my fluids up, because we're going actually into another heat wave here in Australia for the next 6 days. We're going to have really high temperatures. We have what they call heat waves, catastrophic fire conditions, all that sort of business. So it is going to be horrible when I actually have to go out to this mine, because not only is it normally really hot, but it's going to be mega hot because of the heat wave. So, Galen says, I still think the icon for mods should be a hammer, not a sword. Yeah, I agree. I don't like the mod icon either. Galen says, I still think... no. Sniper Girl says, I know. Trooper says, can I change my name to Iron Sniper for mod 2, seeing as 2 of you mods have Sniper in their name now? Yeah, I know. Sniper Girl, Sniper Echo, Smurfberry Barbecue. I get the 3 confused all the time. I'll mean to say something to either Sniper Echo, Sniper Girl, or Smurfberry Barbecue, and I'll mix their names up. I've done it before. I'll do it again, I'm sure. Too many S's. Galen says it's still in beta. Sniper Girl says to Smurfberry, I find that you get more privacy in giant cities. You can have millions of people that don't really care what's going on, compared to small towns where everybody knows everybody's business. That's very true. Because I was telling you guys the other day that I used to live in... I'm originally from Queensland. I live in Australia, but I live down the bottom in Victoria. I used to live up the top of Australia in Queensland. And when I lived up the top, I'm originally from Brisbane, which is a large city in Queensland. But when I was about 15, I guess, my mother and our family moved to the Sunshine Coast, which is near a small town called Noosa. So I get where you're coming from, Sniper Girl. Everybody does know everybody's business when you live in a small town, for sure. But now I live down the bottom of Australia in Melbourne. So Smurfberry says, if they try to shove a bunch of ads in your face or make a subscription plan for Windows, I'm out. Well, you've already got to go through the settings in Windows to turn off ads, because they already want to try and, shove ads down your throat in Windows 10 unless you turn off those settings. Recommended rubbish or whatever, however they try and hide it. It's ads. They're trying to force ads on you already. So make sure you go through your settings if you're using Windows 10 and turn those things off. I turn off the tracking as well, even though Windows has telemetry tracking built into it now that you can't turn off properly or easily. Certainly in the privacy section, I make sure I turn off anything like location, all that sort of stuff. Try and stop it as much as I can anyway. And the fact too that I lock down my firewall. And I mean, when I lock it down, when you lock down the Windows built-in firewall and you tell it to block outgoing connections and block incoming connections, that blocks Microsoft as well. So yeah, you would think that unless they've changed it with a recent update, it generally blocks all of their telemetry as well. But then you have problems because programs you do want to access to the internet get blocked too, and it can be a major pain to set it all up manually. But I did it because I'm paranoid. Sniper Girl says, wow, monthly fees for Windows. So glad I'm on Windows 7 still. Windows 7's a great operating system. Really is. It is good. I do like 10 though. 10 is a good operating system as well. But this is coming from somebody who used to use Vista. Ooh, so maybe I'm not the best person to judge operating systems. Snumpy Girl says, does Microsoft not know that they do manually fee, that if they do monthly fees, people will get Apple products instead? If Microsoft try and do monthly fees, I will stay on Windows 10 for as long as I can. And after that, I will go to Linux. So if that's their plan, good luck to you, Microsoft. I'm going to be heading toward Linux. So I'm just going to group that and delete them before I start attaching them all. Smepri says, if they try to shove a bunch of ads in your face or make a subscription plan for Windows, I'm out. Sniper Girl says, wow, monthly fees. Trooper says, wait, hold on, monthly. No, look, they haven't said that. Please don't panic, guys and girls. That's just my fear that they're going to try and start charging a monthly fee. Maybe not for Windows 10, but it would not surprise me if Microsoft tried to start doing that. You know, just tried it on to see if they can get away with it. I'm just deleting these decorative pieces that we don't need here inside the terrace. They just add to the poly count for no reason, and we don't want them sticking above our step here anyway. I'm not sure what that link is from, Sniper Girl, this Forbes article. Subscription cost price upgrade. Because it was free for me to upgrade from Windows 7 to, I was on Windows 8 actually, to Windows 10. You know how Windows gave you that option for you can upgrade for free within a certain time period when they first released it? I think you can still do it, you know. It's not advertised, and don't hold me to this, but I think you can still upgrade to Windows 10 if you're on Windows 7. So if you've got a licensed version of Windows 7, you can still upgrade for free to Windows 10. I'm pretty sure you can. Microsoft don't advertise it, but I think it's still plausible. I think you can still do it if you want. Same goes for Windows 8 or 8.1. You can still upgrade to 10 for free. No. Trooper says that only applies to enterprises. Trooper says I was distracted with something else, so I never got the whole conversation. Now, Sniper Girl says there's tutorials on YouTube on how to disable tracking in Windows. I'm pretty sure with me locking my firewall down, nothing gets out, but I'll double check. I have run a TCP IP sniffer as well on my machine to see what is trying to escape. And when I lock down my firewall, nothing gets out. I've actually checked it. But it wouldn't, I can't see how Microsoft could get around a sniffer program, because that's what they're built for. They're built to see what is going out over the network. And I've checked that. Because, I mean, your data is important, guys and girls. We give our data away to Facebook, to Twitter, to Twitch, to Google, to Microsoft way too easily. Your data is valuable. These companies, you know, they sell your data and they make good money off of it to advertisers. So you should not give your data away for free. I know in Europe they're trying to introduce legislation where companies have to start paying you for your data if they're supplying it to advertisers, if they're selling your data to advertisers. The EU want to try and introduce a bill where these companies have to start giving you a payment for your data. Like they say, if a service is free, you're the thing paying for it. Your data is paying for that free service. It's not free. You're paying for it with your personal data. Facebook know that, and Facebook take full advantage of it, which is why I will never have a Facebook account. Yeah, or Smebbery says run a Pi-hole. Pi-hole's a good idea as well. And Pi-hole is just something you can run, a distro you can run on a Raspberry Pi that strips out all advertising and tracking from your net connection before it gets to your computer or your phone or tablet or whatever. So it sort of sits just behind your router or whatever, however you connect to your internet, your modem, and strips out all of that rubbish before the rest of it gets through to your machine. It's free to set up a Pi-hole. The distro is completely free. It's based on Linux. Smepper says Substance Suite works on Linux, so don't need you, Microsoft. Well, there you go. Trooper says they're going to start to Windows 10 for Enterprise, £7 a year. Oh no! Thank God I don't use Windows Enterprise then. I'm not paying a cent. Smepper says my understanding of that was it would be an optional thing just to make IT easier for enterprises that wanted to opt in. Android Lost says, anyone know of any major difference between Windows 10 Pro and Enterprise? I'd be curious to hear anyone's opinion on that too. I don't think there are many differences apart from a couple of enterprisey things that most people using it at home wouldn't use anyway. I think there are a couple of differences between Enterprise and Pro, Windows 10. I think when I looked at it though, there was nothing that would have benefited me as a home user. I would certainly suggest Windows Pro over Windows Home though, because you've got more control of things with Windows Pro than you do Windows Home. The same with Windows Education, of course, which is another separate version of Windows, which again is free if you're a student. Okay, it looks like I've got to remove one from there, so I'm just going to jump into isolation mode. We will open our group. I will delete this one here, and we will close our group. Okay, that's got that one. Same here. It looks like there's one inside of the column here we can get rid of. I'm actually going to delete this spline as well because we don't need it anymore. Sniper Girl says you can still do it. Found a Microsoft link for it a few weeks ago. Haven't done it still on 7. That's it. She's talking about the free upgrade. Yeah, I thought you could still do it. I thought it was still like a thing that people could use if they wanted to. So if you do want to upgrade, you're on Windows 7, 8 or 8.1, you can still get the free upgrade regardless of Microsoft saying it finished giving away the free upgrade. I think the way you do it is instead of installing fresh, maybe you can still install fresh and use the key, but the recommended way is to do an in-place upgrade. So you're on Windows 7, you download the Windows 10 ISO, you open up the program inside of the current version of Windows and you update it that way. And I do like Windows 10, like I said. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good operating system. But I liked Windows 7 too. I like Windows 8.1 as well though. Even with all of the touch stuff that they tried to introduce, because they're trying to merge the mobile phone with the operating system. And man, did people freak out and bitch. Which I get, because it was annoying. Windows 10, they've gone back to sort of like Windows 7, sort of. Trooper's asking, do you know what IP sniffer to use? I think I used one called Wireshark, I think, from memory. I think that was the one that I used last time I used one. I don't keep them installed permanently on my machine. When I set up my operating system, after I've locked down my firewall, I install one then to test to make sure that nothing leaks out. And once I'm convinced everything is locked down, then I generally uninstall the IP sniffer. But I think it was called Wireshark though, from memory. I don't know if it's paid for or free. There are free ones, But even if they're paid for, they give you a 30-day free trial. So I just use the 30-day free trial, check everything is locked down, then I don't need the program anymore. So Trooper says, good thing to use too, by the way, Phil. You should use a VPN. Yep. I don't use one for streaming because I don't. Streamers that use VPNs usually use them because they game and they don't want to be sniped on while they're streaming, so they hide their IP address with a VPN. That's why a lot of streamers use VPNs, or not a lot, but that's why some streamers use VPNs. But a VPN is a good way to hide your tracking online as well, for sure. If you're just surfing the web and you don't want them to track you and all that sort of stuff. It's a good way too to get around IP blocks. Some countries IP block certain websites, and if you want to visit them, a VPN is a good way to get around that too. But an easier way to do that, if your country is blocking, or your service ISP is blocking a website you want to visit, maybe you want to go to, some strange website that your government thinks is not good, so they make your ISP block it. You just change your DNS servers in your router to Google's if you want, just 8888 I think it is, and that'll get around any blocking, because the government in this country block a lot of legitimate websites because big corporations tell them to, and the way we get around it is to change the DNS. That's how simple it is. But if you want to completely hide yourself online, use a VPN. I don't tend to, because I don't visit sites that I need to hide my identity behind. I'm not a journalist or anything like that. But VPNs are certainly a good thing, Trooper. Smipery says Enterprise has extra stuff in it. Galen says, I think Enterprise has additional network admin stuff. Yeah, I think it does too. I think it's the networking stuff. Smipery says Enterprise unlocks more controls for Windows Update, and it also allows you to fully disable telemetry without resorting to hacks. Trooper says, I usually use a VPN so my IP address is hidden, but it's good to stop ad tracking since some are IP based. Yeah, that's true. Yep, all those things are true. Let me close this group. And there is one hidden in there, so let me get rid of that. In fact, there's two hidden in there that I can get rid of. So let's remove those two. And I deleted my group, so let's regroup it. Android Lost says okay. Smokeberry says pretty sure Enterprise has stronger group. Yeah, group policy. It does have stronger group policy features and functions compared to Pro. Smokeberry says Wireshark is free. Well, there you go. That's why I probably used it, because it was free. And it's very good. Well, it did what I needed it to do, which was just to sniff my network. That sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? Sniff the network. Get your minds out of the gutter, I say. Galen says Wireshark is a great program. I agree. Android Dot says, would a VPN slow your network down a bit? And as Smokeberry says, it depends on the VPN and the route. Trooper says, depending on the location you go to, generally though not too much from my experiences. Yeah, no, I've used VPNs before. I actually used to run my own private VPN. This was a couple of years ago. I actually paid for a server in the United States, set up OpenVPN on it, and ran my own VPN that way. I've since closed that down, but I used to do that. And when I was doing my testing, I found that it only slowed the connection down slightly as well. I mean, it wasn't, you didn't get full speed, but it didn't slow it down like to half speed or anything. You got like 80% of your normal speed. That's what I found in Australia here anyway. Smokeberry says some of them are pretty high performance and don't incur very much latency at all. Yeah, again, I guess it depends on where the VPN server is located to your server, sort of thing. Galen says it can add latency depending on the location of the VPN servers. Trooper says it's pretty good in my opinion, but I've heard ExpressVPN is good too. And there's a bunch of others as well. We get ads in Australia here for NordVPN. We get those all the time. They've done like a blanket marketing campaign in this country, NordVPN, getting people to try and subscribe to their services. Okay, now I'm going to actually remove this one here. It's sort of only half showing. I'd rather have it not there at all. I think it looks a bit weird. So I'm going to remove that one as well. Yeah, I'd rather have the gap there than have half of it sort of hidden inside the column. It just looks strange. That one's okay. The same with this one. I think I'm going to remove the one near the column here. Trooper says NordVPN is pretty good in my opinion, but I've heard ExpressVPN is good too, and there's a bunch of others. There's one called Windscribe as well, I think. I've heard they're pretty good too. It's become very big now. Like there's quite a few VPN companies around because a lot of people are concerned with their privacy, as they should be, because the governments are spying on us, everybody. They're all watching us all the time. Please, if I beg you, don't get one of those. Don't get an Amazon Alexa. Don't get Google Home. Don't get any of the things that Apple produce. Those things, they record you 24/7. They're actually physically recording what you're saying and storing it in the cloud. You know, these home hub things. I will never have one in my home. That is the biggest security issue on the planet, in my opinion. If you have Google Home or whatever they call it, or Amazon Alexa or any of those things, they're constantly recording you and storing that in the cloud. They're actually storing what you're saying constantly. They're spying on you. That freaks me out. If you're happy to be spied on, well and good, but not me. It freaks me out. Galen says, we used to use Wireshark on the government network I used to maintain. Okay, well, it's good to know that if it's good enough for the government, and it's certainly good enough for me. Sniper Girl says, I have NordVPN, really don't like it. I find their customer service lacking, to be honest. Again, I haven't tried Nord, but I just know that they constantly market in this country. Like there's ads constantly for NordVPN. They're really pushing their ads on every channel, every television channel. And they want us to pay in American dollars, which I find really, really funny. They run the ads for NordVPN and they say it's $5 US a month. So most businesses, if you're in Australia, will charge you in Australian dollars because, you know, that's the way it works. But not Nord. If you want Nord, you pay in US dollars. I just think that's funny. I'm going to leave this one here. When we come to take these away, I'll remove that one though. But this one's not hidden, so I'll leave that one. And that one's okay, and that one's okay. Galen says 80% of potato is still a potato. Just saying, yeah, you're just saying 80% of a potato. That's exactly true, Galen. Although it seems to have settled down now. I'm watching OBS here and it's in the green. It's been in the green. I'm not dropping any frames or anything like that. Looks good, but you never know. These things can change in half a millisecond. And I just say, well, what's frustrating about internet problems is you don't know if it's your internet. You don't know if it's like if I'm streaming to Twitch, I don't know if it's the Twitch server, the Sydney server that's having a problem. I don't know if it's OBS that may be having the problem. It's just not being able to lock down where the problem is. But I'm going to guess it's my potato internet because this is Australia. And we've got crap internet. Sniper Girl says, yeah, true. And that could be my problem. I have potato internet. Andrew Luss says, that's why I'm on the fence about one. I need my 100% speed. Yeah, I'm the same too. I don't want to lose any speed. my internet's crappy enough. I don't want to sort of like make it worse by using a VPN. Even though, like you guys say, most VPNs now, you don't lose a huge amount of speed. But I want all my speed. I don't want to lose anything. Let's open up this group and we can get rid of these ones that are hiding inside of our terrace. Trooper says, really? How come? Sniper Girl says, it's not working on my computer. Paid for a year of service. Tried their troubleshooting tutorial several times. Emailed them a few times and haven't got a reply. Oh wow, that's not good. Paying for service you can't use, Sniper Girl. Don't pay. That'd be my advice then. Don't pay. Why pay for something you can't use? Trooper says maybe just try a month or so. Sniper Girl could be a shout. Sniper Girl says with NordVPN it says connecting and then failed to connect message that it worked for the first month. I think it worked for the first month. Yeah, that's a common thing with some VPN providers. They set up servers that then they don't maintain. So every time you try and do a connection to one of them, the connection just times out. Looks like I forgot one of those other ones here as well. I've got a couple in here I've got to do. We'll come back to that. That's one thing at a time. Let's get rid of these ones first and then we'll come back. Trooper says, yeah, I had that a couple of times too. I get you. Sniper Girl says, paid the service in advance. Only reason I did a year with Nord was cheaper. Been regretting it. Yeah. If anytime you're going to be using a new service, I know it's cheaper to get you get a better deal if you pay for it for a year or two in advance. But if it's a service you've never used before, my advice to you, regardless of whether it's a VPN or anything, just pay for a month and test it out. See what it's like before you give them a year's worth of fees. Because you're not going to lose out much just paying a month. If you just pay a month to test the waters, as they say, and if it, oh wow, and if it's okay after a month, then you can pay for a year or two. Sniper Girl says, yeah, true, learned the hard way. Yeah, so, yeah, that's it. Don't pay for a month up front. Do pay for a month up front. Don't pay for a year up front unless you've tried them first. That goes for any service that's being offered online by any company. All right, let me... Did I not group these? Let me have a look. I did, good. Okay, so we've got two in here that we need to get rid of. I hate the way it moves my viewport, so I'm not really sure whether I'm looking at the right area here. I think it's these ones here. We'll find out in a minute. What I'm going to do, because I'm not sure that this is correct, that these are the two that I want. I'm just going to jump out of isolation mode. They are the two that I want, so now I can jump back and I can delete them. And it looks like we've got two here as well that we can get rid of. Lose the group. And again, we've got two here we can get rid of. And we'll get rid of those two as well. Looks like there's one here we can get rid of. And two here we can get rid of. Okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay, okay. Good. Let us attach these together now while we're here so we can get rid of these groups. I don't want that as part of my group. I'm not sure. I think that was one of the ones we used when we used the spacing tool to put them around the terrace. So we can remove that now as well. Just before I do that, I'm just going to double check. I don't want to delete something. Yeah, it's just surplus. Okay. So we're going to ungroup it. I'm going to remove that one. And we're going to do an attach list. Attach list. Good. Now we've just got the one mesh. Sniper Girl says, the band, do you think it would be funny to do a version of it with the Mystery Machine material? Can make it super old grungy. Now, what do you think it'd be funny to do a version of it with the Mystery Machine? What's the Mystery Machine material, Sniper Girl? I see Smoker has posted something in Discord here. What's this? I work in IT, which is the reason our house has mechanical locks, mechanical windows, routers using OpenWRT, no smart home crap, no Alexa Google Assistant, no internet connected thermostats. Wise, that's wise. I like that. Android Lost says, yes, Sniper Girl. Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine. Oh, okay. Just be careful with copyright stuff. That's my... For your portfolio, for sure, do it. It'll be cool and really amazing. But if you're going to sell it, I'd be very wary. Mystery Machine, you could probably be okay. You can't copyright words. Common words cannot be copyrighted, so you'd probably be all right. Yeah, no, I think it'd be. I think it'd be cool, and I'm not a lawyer, but I do know that you can't copyright words, so it probably would be okay. No, copyrights are not an issue for a portfolio. You can do fan art for your portfolio if you want. So if you're doing stuff just for your portfolio, you're not selling it or anything like that, you can copyright is less of an issue. You can do your fan art, you can create your manga if you want to, manga characters, anything like that. So long as it's not being sold. That's generally okay. But don't try and sell anything that's copyrighted. They'll sue you. They will sue you. And the Smokery says, yeah, okay. Sniper Girl is saying if she sells it, it'll be a generic material. That's the way to go if you're going to sell it. Just to be on the safe side, if it's just the word Mystery Machine, you might be able to get away with selling it as well. I wouldn't personally take the risk. I'd make it a bit more generic anyway. I think it would sell better anyway if it was a bit more generic. You know what I mean? But for your portfolio, for sure, do it. Because I know you can't copyright words. Like Apple, you can't. Apple, you could use the word Apple, and Apple can't sue you because that's a word. The logo, on the other hand, if you use their logo, they'll sue you. Logos are a completely different thing, but words, you can't be copyrighted. common words anyway. Sniper Echo. Sniper Echo has finally shown up, has he? Well, good to see you, Sniper Echo. That's all right. He's working a lot. I know he's working a lot. And I'm actually going to give you a heads up, Sniper. I'm going to be making Sniper Girl and Sniper mods as well, just to make things easier for everyone. Don't take offense. It's nothing against you. You're still a mod. You will always be my mod, my number one first mod. But I'm going to moderate Sniper Girl and Sniper as well. So if you see them popping up in the Discord moderators chat room, that's the reason why. I hope you're well there, Sniper Echo. You're not working too hard. You can't copyright a colour palette either. No, you can't. Although be careful, because I know that McDonald's do have copyright on certain colours that they use for their M and the red colour, the red and the yellow. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they copyrighted those colours. I don't know how that would work, because I didn't think you could copyright a colour either. And maybe that's changed and it's no longer. I know they tried anyway to copyright those colours. I know, like when you work for a studio, and if you're doing work for a business, a corporation, a company that has a logo, like say McDonald's, they give you a colour sheet that you have to follow. So then maybe that's where I'm getting confused. Actually, you must use the colours that they specify in their logo. You can't just choose any colour red. It has to be this specific hash colour of red. Because I know Warner Brothers were like that with their stuff. Trooper says, would being paid for a commission that's copyright claimed be illegal? Yes, I would not do paid work using other people's copyright material. That's against the law. Don't do it. The company will sue you as the designer, not the person that's using what you created for them. They may sue both of you, but they'll certainly sue you. So don't use copyrighted material in commission work you're giving other people, if they intend to sell it anyway. I just wouldn't do it, because I don't know what this other person is going to do with my work. They may decide to sell it, even though they say they won't. So I would say any commissions I do, I never include copyright stuff in it. Never, never, never. I don't want to be sued. I wouldn't do it. You guys are saying, Smurpery says it's kind of a legal grey area. Technically, you're being paid for labour. That is technically true, but the company won't care. They'll come after you. As the copyright, as the creative person that made it, you're the person they're going to come after, because you own the copyright on it, because you made it. So the company is going to sue you for using their copyright in your work. Because even when you sell work to somebody like this, say I'm making this model for a client, and I've arranged to make it exclusive for this client. This client is the only person that's going to be able to use this model. I still keep the copyright on the model. So if I stuck a Coca-Cola logo on the top of this, the top of the dome here, sold it to my client, Coca-Cola saw it, Coca-Cola are not going to come after my client, they're going to come after me, because I still keep the copyright on what I create. That's just what happens when you're the creative person that makes it. You keep the copyright. You can sign the copyright away, but it's unusual. Most people don't do that, and I would never advise you to sign your copyright away. Sniper Echo says, that's awesome. I mean, I did. Oh, you're such a liar, Sniper Echo. You get the stink eye, dude. You were asked. I did not say to you that you had to be a moderator. Give people the wrong impression watching me, thinking I'm this tyrant that tells you what you have to do. You were asked. Sniper Echoes, Sniper Girl says that no, he was asked. He's lying. Welcome to the Slap Happy Phil mod crew. That's right. Sniper Girl says, was it a blessed view? You know you're a mod. Trooper, actually, I didn't mention that to you guys too. I haven't, well, you guys that are regulars know it, but I haven't said it for a while for new people. These on-screen things that I set off, you guys that are subs can do them yourself. You can set them off on your own. You can give me a Phil slap. You can give anyone a Phil slap. So just go look in the panels below my stream. It'll take you to my website, and that's where you'll find the commands. Actually, did I set up a Nightbot thingy for it? Let me check. What are they called? What did I call them? I think I called them pop-ups. Let me see. No, I can't. No, I don't know how to use my own bot. Anyway, the commands are on my website, and you guys that are subs can set them all. That's my point. That's my point. Trooper says, when you literally copyright the color red and claim everyone with an item that's red. Yeah, I don't think you. Sniper Girl says you were voluntold. Sniper Echo says, yeah, that's a Sniper Girl. Yeah, just showed up and get back to work. Bacon Bite, how are you, Bacon Bite? How's your streams going? Actually, I noticed your stream. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday or the other day. I couldn't pop in because I was busy doing stuff with the studio to watch. But I did see you streaming. I hope the stream's going well. Bacon Bite is another streamer, by the way. You should check out his channel. And it's good to see you. I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking too. I asked you all if you want to be mods. Now, come on. Sniper Echo is just being... He's lying. He's just lying. I always ask. I never demand. I would never demand you guys become moderators. I ask you if you want to. And if you want to, looks like I've got a couple here. If you want to, well, then I do make you moderator. And you better behave yourselves or there'll be trouble. Let's just open this group so I can remove these two here that we don't want. I'm just going to close the group and double check it before I do an attach. No, it looks... How did I forget so many of these inside of columns and stuff? Wow. Okay, there's two here we can get rid of. This is good. This is brings the poly count down. The more we can remove, the better it is. Okay, now I think we're good. You're such a liar, Sniper Echo. Such a liar. That's right. I forced you, didn't I, Sniper Echo? I said you've got to become a moderator. You don't have a choice. That's just the way it is. End of discussion. Sniper Girl says, guessing Phil just likes me more. Yes, I'm a tyrant, aren't I, Sniper Girl? Sniper Echo says, must go back and find that VOD. I was asked afterwards. Sniper Echo says, abuse token. Trooper says, well, I'm going to lurk just now, guys. I hope the van is going well. Too busy, by the way, Sniper Girl. Will you just lurk? It's good to have you here. Whether you're in chat talking to me or just lurking and watching, that's completely cool. The important thing is you're here watching. But I do like talking to you guys and girls in chat too. It makes streaming fun for the streamer. We all like talking to people. It's much more fun for us if we've got people we can talk to. It's really hard to be a streamer and not have people to talk to. Sniper Girl says, thanks. Sniper Echo says, just check the VOD. Turns out he did ask, but he asked Smurfberry. Not sure how he confused us. They never happen. That never happens. You know that never happened. I never confuse Sniper Echo with Smurfberry Barbecue with Sniper Girl. I'm on point all the time. Yeah, so you should apologise. You knew it was wrong. You knew you were wrong. You know that I'm always right, Sniper Echo. You know it. Let's open this up and do an attach. Actually, I want to ungroup it, and we'll do an attach. I'm just going to collapse my modifier stack. We'll do an attached list. And we're good. Let's do a save because we haven't done one for a while. We don't want to lose the work we've done. That's right, Sniper Girl. I never confuse you at all. Never at all. I'm right on point all the time. I've got a razor sharp memory. I remember all your usernames. I can pronounce them all properly all the time. My apologies again, Trooper, for yesterday. I'm never wrong. Never wrong. And OBS is still good. Oh, OBS is still good. Yes. Just went into the yellow for a split second there, but it's back to grey. I really think it might be my internet actually just playing up a little bit. I think that might be the problem. Well, we're back into the yellow, back into the green. It's going to be keeping an eye on things. Yep, sure. Sniper Girl says, Trooper says, what? I'm sorry for calling you, what did I call you yesterday? Thelron Trooper. That's what I called you yesterday. That's what I'm apologising for mangling your username, Iron Trooper. But yeah, I do it all the time to everybody, so it's just me. Let's turn that off. It happens a lot of times. Well, I feel better for that, but I'm still embarrassed for mangling it so badly. But it's nice of you to say that it happens all the time. I'm sure that's probably not true. It's just me. We're going to attach these, but we're going to isolate them, ungroup them, and attach them. Android Lost says, Phil birches every... Yeah, I do. Well, you made it nice and easy for me to read Android Lost by putting that little underscore between the two. Most people put their usernames, even mine is together. Phil does 3D, it's just one word. But yours was nice and easy to read, Android Lost. That's why I got yours right. See, everybody follow Android Lost's example. Contigi, thank you for the subscription, Contigi. That's incredibly good of you. Thank you. I don't know if you're in my chat or you're watching or what's going on. Thank you, Contigi, for the sub. I do appreciate it, guys, when you sub to the channel. So you are awesome. Thank you, Contigi. I hope you're well. You can't spell? Android Lost? No, actually, it happens all. Contigi, it's good to see you, buddy. How are you? You're busy these last few months? Well, yeah, because I was thinking I haven't seen you for a while. But it is good to see you. Are you well? Is everything going well for you? Weren't you making a game? Going to be making a game, Contigi? Am I confusing you with someone else? Contigi says, about to drive home now. I quit my job and started my own company. Oh, because didn't you go on a trip around Asia as well for a few months, not that long ago, over Christmas or something, you were saying, I think? Or am I confusing you? My apologies if I am. The old brain isn't as good as it used to be. Yes? Oh, cool. Yeah, I thought you mentioned you were going to be making a game. Are you going to be using UE4 as well? You always get that buzz after you quit your job. I know because I've quit jobs in the past as well. You always feel a mixture of terror and joy. Terror that you don't know what's coming and joy that you'll never have to go back there again. At least that's what I found when I quit my jobs in the past. Contigi says, I went to Thailand and Vietnam. That's what I thought. UE4, yes, you are. That's what I thought too. Good to see my memory has not completely failed me. So yes, Contigi is going to be making a game in UE4. And he's quit his job to start his own business to make his game. Why is nothing showing up in my attached list? That's very strange. Very strange. Oh, these are probably sub-object. They're subgroups, I think. Sniper Girl says, nice. Need any help? You're going to be... I thought you were going to be helping me, Sniper Girl. Come on, what's going on? I thought I was going to be... You're going to be helping me do the optimization and for my stuff. Because we're going to be turning my... That UE4 cinematic I created, Contigi, The House on the Hollow, I'm thinking about turning that into a game. We'll revisit it later in the year if I do. And she said she'd help me. She's just giving help to everyone. Contigi says to Sniper, thanks for the offer, but I'm sure I'll be dragging you down. You're still going to help me? Good to hear, Sniper Girl. Good to hear. Because we're still going to create a few other areas. We can't make a game based on one building. We do have that large forest though, so we'll come up with something when we jump back into UE4. Because I wanted to, the only reason I'm thinking about turning it into a game was because I wanted to, we have to do optimization for it. And I thought it might be interesting for you guys to watch how you would optimize a game. How you would take stuff you've made that wasn't really made for a game and optimize the stuff to make it a game, to make it playable. So that was one of the reasons why I thought it might be cool to go back to the building and to stop you guys from bitching about having no bathroom, no toilet. You didn't catch on that there was no bedroom in the house, but just to shut you all up, I wanted to go back to the building and put a bathroom in and put a kitchen in and put an outhouse out in the forest as well, just for good measure. The Sniper Girl says to Contigi, but if you change your mind, please let me know. You look forward to it? Well, cool. No wine cellar. No, we're going to be putting in a wine cellar as well, and we're going to put a bedroom in, and we're going to put an attic in. So that building needs an attic, needs a bathroom, needs a kitchen, needs a bedroom, and we're going to put a cellar in as well, because I think it would be cool for a game to have the cellar lead out into the forest to another area. That would be a cool gameplay mechanic sort of thing. Not mechanic, but a good exploration for the game. Because we created that forested area. We put rocks and stuff in it. If you guys remember when I was texturing it all up and setting up the landscape. So we've got a good area to work in, which we can even extend on if we need to. And because I sell 3D models online, I've got a lot of stuff that I could put in the level that's already been made. It just needs to be optimized. So we will put the wine cellar in though, Smackberry, don't worry. Sniper Girl says no real need for a bedroom. I mean, the original Resident Evil 2 didn't have a bathroom in the center, in the entire police station. I didn't realize that the original didn't have a bathroom. Sniper Echo says, did he just give out because we didn't give out enough? Did he just give up or give out? What about the 2-story outhouse? Well, we could put a 2-story outhouse in. That could be quite interesting for the player to come across. 2-story with a little ladder that goes up the side so you can get up to the second level. I had to keep, when I created the cinematic, I created it because I like UE4. I wanted to see the lighting changes from when I last used UDK to UE4. So that was one reason. The second reason was I was interested to see how the engine performed. And the third reason was because the studio I work for are considering using UE4 for some clients. But I had to, when I created the cinematic, I couldn't go too outrageous because I knew I was going to be showing it to guys at work and to the directors at work. And these directors don't have a sense of humour. Oh, please don't let them be watching. I'm going to be in so much trouble. They're nice people. They do have a sense of humour, but because it was a presentation sort of type thing for work, I needed to keep it pretty straight-laced. I couldn't go too outrageous. But if I'm going to turn it into a game, I've got free reign to do what I want. So a 2-story outhouse could well be a thing. Mods assemble, Sniper Echo says. Sniper Girl says, yeah, I'll agree. That would be interesting as hell. To Galen, UE4 is my favourite engine. I like it too. I've used... I'm just wondering, these are a part of a group. It's very strange because it's not actually grouped. I don't know what's going on here with Max, but the reason that they're not showing up in my attached list is because it looks like I've added an edit poly modifier to a group. I've ungrouped it, but that modifier is still attached to the objects. So it means I need to just collapse my stack back down again before I can do an attach on them. Don't know how that happened, why that happened. Weird. See, what can happen is you can select a whole group of objects and put a modifier on top of it, and that creates like a grouped modifier. You generally know if you have one because if it's not, it's normal text, and if it is, it's bold text. Just for you people that use Macs, just a heads up. Contigi says, meh, I can stay here and watch the stream a little bit. Oh, good. You're at work and you're giving up your free time to stay at work and watch my stream, Contigi. I am honoured. Thank you. Do remember though, because you're a sub and stuff, you can always catch my streams. Watch any streams you miss under the video section on Twitch. And I do repeat these streams on Friday and Saturday. There's a premiere that goes out live. But it's always nice to have you guys here when I'm live because I like talking to you. That's half the fun of Twitch. Which is why it can be such a grind for some people that just start streaming, because when you start streaming, you're not going to have any viewers. That's just the way it is, because people don't know you from a bar of soap. They've never seen you before. They haven't come across your channel. So it's not unusual to stream to no one for a good year. It happened to me. It was months and months and months before Sniper Echo started watching me. But Sniper Echo and Smokeberry Barbecue were amongst my very first viewers when I started streaming on Twitch a couple of years ago. And so thankfully they popped into my stream and I could talk to someone, because it's always so much easier when you've got someone to talk to. Because when you're streaming on Twitch to no one, number one, it's disheartening because you think, why am I doing this? No one's watching me. Number two, time seems to stand still because you're not talking to anyone. Because talking to people on Twitch in chat is half the fun of Twitch, at least it is for me. As a streamer talking to you guys. So yeah, it can be a real grind for people that start streaming to 0 viewers. But it just takes a while for people to get to know you and to know that you stream, and when you stream, make sure you've got a steady schedule. That helps people to remember to come back and see you again. Sniper Echo says, I only joined 2 projects ago. Yeah, that's right. You only joined 2 projects ago. Well, that's very true. You're trying to guilt me out, Sniper Echo, aren't you? You're trying to guilt me out. Oh, wow. That makes me feel really bad, actually. Thank you for that, Sniper Echo. This is the 3rd project I've done on Twitch in 2 years. Not because I stream all the time, like I stream twice a week. But because I take my time to do things properly, projects take quite a while. But I only get 4 hours a week to work on anything as well. That's my excuse. Come on. Oh, and Galen as well. I'm sorry, Galen, you are also a long-term viewer. But Android Lust has been subbed to me for like 12 months. Sniper Girl has been subbed to me for over 12 months. I mean, I'm not saying all of you guys are long-term people. Troop is new, but that's cool. We welcome new people all the time. But I know Sniper Echo was one of the first people to ever give me a tip. Sniper Echo gets that distinction. He was the first person to ever tip me on. This is before affiliates and stuff. So he was the first person to tip me, which was really nice of him, and I appreciate. But you are correct, Sniper Echo. It was 2 projects ago. Mercury says, I don't know how I got here. Android Lost says, a couple of years ago I didn't know people streamed art and 3D on Twitch yet. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't. Twitch don't really promote it, which is a shame. Come on, Twitch. Promote your art streams. So a lot of people don't know. A lot of people think that Twitch is just gaming. They don't know there's a creative section. I mean, you know, the just chatting section, all that sort of stuff now as well, which is relatively new. But the poor creatives, we don't get any love, or virtually no love from Twitch at all. So Galen's been here since November 15, 2016. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, because I started streaming at the very end of 2016. I sort of count proper streaming for me as from the beginning of 2017. Because when I first started streaming, I was new to it all and nervous, and now I couldn't care. So I consider my streaming career starting in January 2017, but you are right, I did sort of start at the end of 2016. And Galen has Smurfberry beat by 7 days. Sniper Girl says, can I ask an art question? You certainly can. Is asking, there's a Vine Smart Spline system in UE4 that I'm thinking of getting. Okay, was looking at replacing the meshes with my custom meshes and just using the blueprints to do its thing. Not a tech artist. If I do that, would you recommend me giving credit to the original person that did the blueprint? I would, unless you're paying for it. Is it free? If it's free, certainly credit the person that did the blueprint. If you're buying it, no, you don't have to credit the person that's doing it. But I would credit them if it's something you're using for free, for sure. I would credit them. And I'm just saying, so it's a vine system where, you know, creeping vines. That's what we're talking about, yeah. A vine spline, SMUPS spline system in UE4. And you're just going to replace the meshes with your custom ones. Yeah, I'd credit them. It's no big deal to credit them. If you're paying for it, then you don't have to. It's up to you whether you want to or not. If it's free, I'd credit them. It's the right thing to do. Do remember though, with vines and stuff, I don't know what you've got in mind, Sniper Girl, whether you want, because you want to maybe, I guess you could probably do it in SpeedTree as well. I know SpeedTree you can do vines, and SpeedTree integrates in UE4 really, really well because I used it when I made that cinematic. And I'm pretty sure you could probably alter that through a blueprint too. Because you can certainly create vines using splines in SpeedTree. Smurfberry says, isn't that something Epic developed? If Epic developed it, I don't know that you need to credit them beyond saying you're using UE4. We need the Legmog. Legmog's too busy trying to work out whether he should call this girl back, I think. Sniper Girl says to Smurfberry, no, it's something I was going to buy on the market. Oh, okay, if you're going to buy it on the market, if you're paying for it, then it's up to you. It's up to you if you want to credit the author or not. It's probably no big deal to credit them. But if you're buying it, you have that, unless they stipulate it, which they usually don't, then I'd mention them. But you don't have to. Because commission work I do for people, they can't, if somebody asks who did the work, they have to tell them it was me. Legally. That's in the contract I make people sign when I do work for them. But they don't have to credit me if they don't want to. But if people ask who did it, they have to tell them. Yes, he was here, Android Lust. As Galen says, I found that discovery is harder than with the new system. I think he's talking... Smebury says, Epic did something like that for Paragon. Sniper Girl says, okay, this is what I was thinking about. It's a bit expensive, seeing vids of people who use it. I'm just going to check this out, actually. I'm curious to see what this is as well. Let me just open up Edge. Again, go to phildoes3d.com if you're new to my channel and you want to know more about me. Smart Spline Generator. Okay. So it's a tool to generate various assets that automatically align, react to any surface. Fast, easy generation, surface aligning assets. In-engine documentation, set of starting presets, made 100% in Blueprint. Okay, yep. You could do this in SpeedTree though, if you wanted to. And you could probably make modifications using a blueprint in Unreal. Just putting that out there, because yeah, that for an Ivy generator, that's pretty expensive, I think. I mean, again, I don't know how much work they put into it, but I have a free plugin in Max that does this, and it's free. But you'd have to export it as a mesh. But you can do it in SpeedTree, and that would reduce the impact of the vines as well. In fact, doing it in SpeedTree might be lighter than even doing it this way with this generator in Blueprint, because he's got to load in meshes anyway. Whereas doing it in SpeedTree, they have an optimized path for their stuff, so it might be more lightweight doing it in SpeedTree. Just putting that out there, because I think that's expensive. Personally, I think that's expensive. Not to put down the guy that made it. I'm sure he put a lot of work into it, or she, he or she. But yeah, considering you're paying for it, I wouldn't thought you have to credit them. If you want to, though, it's always a nice thing to do. Okay, let's move on to this one. Let me just close this one up. We're not going to get this finished today. I'm going to have to do the steps on Monday next week, but I want to get these attached, and then we can see where we are at. I knew that would happen. I always have these ideas where how long something's going to... You guys know what it's like. You think it's going to take you so much time, and it ends up taking much longer. That's okay. That's why I've only done 3 projects, thank you Sniper Echo, in the 2 years I've been streaming. And I see Contigi's been streaming for 8 months in a row now. That's awesome of you, Contigi. Thank you very much. All you long-term subs, I'm always impressed and humble that you want to sub to me, and you've subbed to me for so long, all of you. You're all incredible. That's very generous of you all. I really do appreciate that. Smembury says, I think this guy likes plants. He's also got a dynamic tree and plant generator. Well, nothing wrong with liking plants. I like plants too, Smembury Barbecue. That's why I became an environment artist. I love plants. I love trees. I hate seeing trees being cut down in real life. It really upsets me. The last house, before I moved into this apartment, I used to live in a house in the outer suburbs on like a large block of land, like a couple of acres of land. And our next door neighbour decided to cut down all the trees that used to run down the fence line of our property on one side. The trees were actually on his land, so I had no recourse. I couldn't do anything. But these big, beautiful old trees, he chopped them all down. And man, did that upset me, I tell you. Because these are trees that are older than a lot of human beings. Like, these are trees that have been there for 100 years. They're huge. Huge old gum trees, huge old elms. And this guy just decided to chop them all down. That really upset me. So I don't like seeing trees cut down. Call me an old greenie. Sniper says, have any of you used Sculpt TG? No, I haven't used that. I haven't even heard of it, Sniper. Android Lost says, is that the sculpting program straight from your browser? And Sniper says, yep. I tried it for a few minutes, Android Lost says, just to check it out. Smebbery says, I think Sniper Girl says, why not add vines to the gas station wall signs? Make it look like it's been abandoned for a while. Cool. But do remember though, are you using Max or Maya, Sniper Girl? I can never remember. I'm sorry. I thought you were Maya, but you might be Max. Are you Max or Maya? Sniper Echo says, there's also a desktop application for Sculpt. Is that TGL? Yeah, TGL, I think. Sniper Echo says to Sniper Girl, you could always paint the vines on with the internal tools. Galen says discovery of creative streams. Sniper Echo says tried that but didn't get satisfactory results. Is there something specific you need or don't just look good generally? He's asking. I agree with you there. Might give it a try. Speed tree method. But yeah, speed tree is probably the best way to go. It'll be the lightest way to go. It's the most performant way to go will be to do it in speed tree. I know you can do it in speed tree. Sniper Girl says, really need something that works well. Been wanting vines running up the wall for a while. Android Lost says, Phil can't get much done because we talk too much. But I like the talk. That's what I've been saying. But I'm determined to at least get these bits ready, so when we come back next week, I can just sort of jump straight into the steps. I think I'm going to ungroup it. Yeah, these are the same. These ones all need to be collapsed back. Let's see if I can do a multiple collapse here. No, you see I can't. If you select more than one object, Max automatically does this weird grouping thing. We don't want that. We need it to be ungrouped. Otherwise it won't show up in the attached list. So I have to do it by hand, one by one. Thank God we don't have 2,000 of them. That would be annoying. The other way to do this would be not to do this, but for me to actually pick the attaches by hand. I could do it that way as well. In fact, let's do that. So instead of doing an attached list, I'm going to do what I normally do, which is just do the attach by hand. This is the way I generally tell you guys to do an attach in Max, because Max's attached list can really mess up your UVs. We don't have these UVs yet, so it's not a problem for us. Okay, let us close this group. We've got one more step to do over here. We're going to open the group. Isolate the selection. Ungroup those. Go to another poly. Oh, you use Maya, Sniper Girl? Actually, let me have a chat here. Sniper Echo says, to be fair, if you break down the 3 projects, the amount of assets, well, that's true. You made and modified is crazy. That is very true, because remember, I pretty much fully furnished that building, and we had to texture all that up in Substance Painter. So those 3 projects, yeah, you are right. Were quite a few, contained a lot of sub-projects within each one, particularly the UE4 project, the cinematic. We had a lot of stuff we had to bring into that, and texture up and stuff. So thank you, Sniper, that makes me feel better. Sniper Girl says she's using Maya. Okay, the only reason I asked was because I use a plugin in Max to do my vines, and if you were using Max I could give the plugin to you because it's open source and free. even though the original guy that that created the plugin cracked the shits and doesn't release it anymore because he used to have a donation page up and somebody donated 1 cent to him, or €1 I think it was, and he found that insulting, so he decided to take the plugin down and not give it to anyone. But he still allowed people to distribute it if people wanted it, but he's just not going to work on it anymore. So yeah, the only reason I asked was because I could give it to you if you were a Max user, and I use it all the time. It's really helpful, really handy. It's a shame he's not developing it anymore. Sniper says, actually, now that I think about it, Galen, you introduced me to this stream. Well, there you go. Yeah, Galen, I think was probably one of the first people. Yeah, I think you might have been one of the first people, Galen, to ever watch me. Sniper Girl says, the one true goddess Maya. Galen says, I couldn't remember if you introduced me or I introduced you. What does it matter? We all got here in the end. That's the important thing. Sniper says, you introduced me to some great streamers. You're a great ambassador for Twitch. That Twitch documentary about you is well deserved. That's right. He is. And he's a streamer too, so don't forget to watch Galen's as well when he streams. Galen says, all 1.5 seconds, Sniper Echo. Sniper says the only 1.5 seconds. I remember about that video. Galen says, well, I'm glad I could facilitate your discovery of great talents. Galen's talented as well. You should watch him. You should follow his art station. Jump on the Discord server, boys and girls. It's free. You should post links on Discord. It's free to join. And Galen posted links to his art station on the Discord, so check him out. And follow him on ArtStation as well. Alright, what have we got? What have we done? I think as far as modelling goes, all I have to remodel is the steps. So I'll take those into ZBrush on Monday next week. There's just a couple of bits and pieces I need to do UV mapping on. Like we UV map those, I want to reuse the same textures on all these other kit bash pieces. So we need to do an attach on these and these, and hopefully we should be able to copy the UVs across on all these other pieces here. I think we just need to UV map these as well though on the small terrace. So just a couple of pieces to UV map, which won't take long because I use Rhizome UV to automatically do a UV map for me. Bugger doing that by hand. So on Monday next week, we're going to UV map the couple of pieces that are left. Just dress up these steps a little bit in ZBrush, and then we can start doing the texturing because there's no other modeling left. We will be done. But I think we might leave it there for today. I do want to thank you guys and girls though very much for watching and hanging out with me before I lose my voice completely. I will be back on Monday next week, and like I said, we'll just do the 2 bits of UV mapping. I'll distress the steps up a little bit in ZBrush, and then we're going to start doing our base textures in Substance Painter. What I'll probably end up doing is I'll do all of the base textures in Substance Painter. Once they're done, then we'll take those objects into Mari and we'll do an overpaint on them. Some detailing overpainting. I think that'll be the best course of action. Galen says, I'll be back live in March. Oh, there you go. We're nearly in March now. I will see you guys and girls on Monday next week. I hope you all have a great weekend before I lose my voice completely. I hope you all have a great weekend. I do thank you very much though for being here and watching and chatting. You guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday next week. See you guys.